on, you guys? It is me, Donnie, coming back to you guys today with another video. This is my second time trying to record this, and I just needed to redo it because the first one was 39 minutes long. Because that's just how much this is affecting me right now. So let's get right into it. As many of you guys know, if you use a PlayStation, I got an email. Everybody who has a PlayStation got an email on March 29th. And the email said that they will stop support and cancel the PlayStation Store on the PlayStation 3, which is my freaking baby, bro. I love that console. The PSP and the PS Vita. And this really affected me because I got the email March 29th and I was like, you know, it's unfortunate and it's upsetting because I love PS3, but it's not gonna last forever, and I understand that it was eventually gonna happen, as much as it sucks. But the more you dig into it, the more you find out it's really bad. So like around Tuesday, we'll put this in perspective, today's Saturday, so it's almost a week that I've been watching YouTube videos, been doing research, reading articles, doing a lot of research on this topic, which is just making me think about it more and more. Like I've been thinking about it a whole week before this video, and I'm probably still gonna think about it after this video, be reading your comments and stuff. It's really not a good situation that Sony is putting themselves into here, because the PlayStation 3, as many of you guys know, has a ton of great video games and exclusives, and those exclusives are amazing. But the problem is that PlayStation 3, let's just start off with this, uses a cell processor. And this is really what's so great about the PS3. It's gave it character, and what made it so great towards the end of its life cycle, they finally found out, game developers finally found out how to make games using that processor, because it was something different that no other consoles, sorry, I lost my word there, used. And Sony went out and tried something different with it, and it worked so good by the end of its life cycle. Amazing graphics, amazing games, and it was literally, they looked better, and in my opinion it ran a lot better, because I used to play on my friend's Xbox, Austin, who's always in the streams, and it was a good console. But I would always go home and my PS3 would be like, it was so hard to develop games, and it almost killed the PS3 because they were not getting very good games. And with the PS4 they went simple, they used the HDD, and now with the PS5 they use SSD, but they're similar formats, just a faster version on the PS5. So they were able to bring all the PlayStation 4 games to PS5, so my PlayStation 4 games are gonna be safe for a long time. But the thing that's so bad about the PS3 store shutting down, and which is really affecting me, is that these games are not supported on any other console. We don't have these games on the PS4, PS5. We just don't. And we just only have them on PS3. That's why it's really like getting to me, because I love my PS3 and I have all physical copies of my PS3. I have a few that are downloads, like the demos and stuff that were really cool back then. And by doing this, the digital only games, because there's games even on PS5 that release on digital only, and once the store is gone, those games are not supported anywhere else. They were never brought to a newer console, they're just on PS3, which that's not a big deal if they kept the store up. Problem is they're getting rid of the store, so when they get rid of that store, you know what they're doing? They're wiping all of those games off the freaking face of the planet, basically. Yes, people can emulate them and hack their PlayStations, but why should I have to do that? I grew up playing on my PS3, and I love the console the way it is. I'm not gonna hack it. Never. Like, I want to keep it the way it was when I was a kid, because it's just special to me. But why should we have to do that? Sony shouldn't be doing this to consumers who love the product, and they were promised, when the PS3 came out, they were really trying to push digital. And they promised that you'll have a great time with digital for a long time, and now they're shutting it down, and it just sucks, because these PS3 games, like I said, are not on other platforms, and I understand the cell processor makes it hard, but Sony can easily do it. They got the time and the money. These people are making trillions of dollars on a daily basis. Or not on a daily basis, on like almost yearly or 2 year basis. They make trillion. And I just never understood why they don't want to keep the servers. They're still making money off the PlayStation 3 store. Which I don't understand why they would close it. But here's where the other problem comes in. PlayStation 3 and every motherboard on every single thing computer, CMOS battery, CMOS. What this battery does is when you start up your digital game on a PS3, it doesn't do it for physical. It only does it for your digital on PS3. When you start up a game, when you buy the game, first of all, you get a license that from the store that allows you and proves that you paid for it, you own this game, and you can play it. But that's kind of like what the CMOS does. It kind of does like a back check before you can start the application, that the application is yours and it works. Well, the problem here now is once that battery dies, it stops working for digital games. So when you try to start your digital game, you get error codes. And what happens when you get error codes? You lose those games because you cannot play them. You have all these amazing games stuck on the hard drive or on the PlayStation that you cannot access. And that's the problem with the PS3 store closing. Because if somebody ever wants to take out their hard drive or try fixing it and they failed, and they lose all those games, as much as it sucks, they can rebuy them. They will no longer be able to do that once the store closes. So not only are we losing all those amazing games on the store, we're losing all of it eventually. People who have a PS3, it's a battery. It'll never last forever. Eventually that battery is going to die. And what happens when that battery dies? You lose those games. And once the store is gone, you cannot rebuy those games. So I just don't understand what Sony's doing here. And on top of all that, they are like not even like saying they're gonna bring them over to PS4 games. Like I said, I understand the cell processor is hard, but you need to bring them to a new gen because we're losing all these amazing games. If that was the case, that would not even be a big deal because we'll still have all the games. So the store closing on the old gen, yeah, it sucks. It's an old console, we understand, but we have all the stuff from the store website. They don't want to do that, and that's what's frustrating. Not only is the CMOS battery gonna fail one day, we're losing these amazing games, and it really fears me because we have the same problem on the PS4, apparently. I actually did some research, and this great YouTuber, Hikiko is what he's gone by. I think it's Hikiko Media? I'm not sure. Or I forget, I don't know how to pronounce it, but I'm just gonna call him Hikiko. He made a great video talking about why this is a big problem. And Mystic, he's another great PlayStation YouTuber. And this other one I talked to yesterday, I have to pull up his channel at this for. It affects your physical. It'll not play anything. This battery will quite literally brick your system on PS3 and PS4. Unless you have a physical on PS3, you're fine. But this is where I have a problem with the store closing. On PS4, it's not a big deal just yet. In the future, I'm very scared because it'll be worse than the PS3 store closing. But with PS4, there's a lot more players and it's connected to the PS5 platform. So I have more hope for PS4. But for PS3, they just gave up on it. Same with PS Vita. I understand the mobile market's hard, but people at Sony, you guys need to understand that I am a part of the community and there's a lot of people who are in those communities still. Those communities are still getting games made for them, at least the Vita. Even the PS3 is still printing discs, but you will ban the store? Problem is the PS Vita is almost all digital, or if not fully. I don't really remember if it's fully. I'm pretty sure it might be fully. When you close the store, you're literally killing that console, and it's just heartbreaking because I love the brand and I love those consoles because I grew up with them. Maybe it is a little bit of nostalgic, but it's also that the games back then were just good. They cared about the players in the older games and they worked and made the games for them. Now the games are still good, but they're just for money. Back then, you can buy a game and you will play it 2 times, 3 times, replay it like I did with Uncharted and Infamous. I completed them, and then Infamous 1 I replayed. They're amazing games. And they're just it's just upsetting that they're gonna cancel the store. And I'm just so upset thinking about it. I don't want to keep rambling on like my first one and make it 40 minutes, but it just sucks. People like Jim Ryan, who are running Sony right now, don't know what the heck they are doing. I know they don't, because people like back then that we had running Sony, they knew what they were doing. They took PS3, they learned from messing up, they took those experiences, and they used it to make an amazing platform, PlayStation 4. And they kept the games alive. Even with PS4, they still kept the store going. And that was so cool of them to do, because they kept every single part of their fan base and their fan base and community together. Even though it's technically separate communities from different consoles, they kept us all together. Now, with the cancellation of the PS3, it shows while talking, you see GTA. But it comes to a point where it's like, why are you doing this? You're not consumer friendly at this point. It's just frustrating, because for me, like I said, PS3 had so many amazing things. It had you could use your PlayStation 3's power to help with brain or medical field advances in research. So like you literally could use your power for that. The army used the PS3. There was PlayStation Home, this open world game and website where you can connect with so many cool people. You could use a printer on your PS3. You could make photo galleries. PS3 had so much great stuff that we still use to this day because of how great it was. And you canceling it is really, really not good, Sony, because you're killing off a whole community that's still... I'm still there. Actually, right before the announcement was made, I think like 2 days before the announcement was made, me and my friend Ryan, he's been in my videos before, we were playing Black Ops 2 Zombies on PS3. Just because you have your new consoles does not mean that we don't want to go back and play our old ones. Or if I was little when I got my PS3, and I didn't buy every single game. I don't think one person, unless you're a hardcore collector, has every single exclusive game from PlayStation on their PS3. Because there's thousands of them. No shot anybody has every single one of them. And like if somebody were like, hey, you know, this is a really good game, I recommend you go try. Okay, I'll go try it. Now you can no longer do that. You've lost the option to do that. Because why? Because Sony thinks it's an older console and it doesn't need support anymore. I understand that, and nothing lasts forever. But right now is not the time to cancel it. Maybe in another couple years, but because you still have such a huge player base and so many amazing people on that website, so many game developers. They didn't even tell the game developers for the Vita that they're canceling it. Like, what is that? It's like, it's just really, really, it just sucks. And it's just frustrating, you know, because the old devs, like, let me pull this up. Or actually, let me pull up what I was gonna say. From Jim Ryan himself, CEO. Let's see this. If I can find it, I just had it. Sorry, guys. Okay. So, basically, people like Jim Ryan, who, if you go of PlayStation in general, Sony Entertainment, and it's frustrating. It really is, because he doesn't know what he's doing. He made a quote where he was at this event. I cannot find this quote, man. Where did I put this? Oh, I think I got it. Sorry, guys. I'm just so upset right now. He made a quote where he himself says, yeah, I was at an event, a Gran Turismo event. We've dabbled back and forth with backwards compatibility. I could say it's one of those features that is very requested but not actually used much. How do you know it's not used much? You don't even have it on the system. First thing. That, and I was at a Gran Turismo event recently where they had PlayStation 1, 2, 3, and 4 games. The PlayStation 1 and 2 look so ancient. Why does anybody want to play those? Is what he thought to himself. Are you freaking kidding me, bro? Come on, Jim Ryan. You're the head of PlayStation. You run this company, and you just shit on your own products, basically. Almost half your products. That's like a good chunk of your products that you just shit on and said, why would anybody want to play this? I don't know, maybe the aspect that it's OG and we all love it. Why would you want to, like, kill half your community? Because that's basically what you just said. You don't care about half of your community. This is what's frustrating about the PS3. The PS3 had PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 games. Now that we don't get even the PlayStation 3 games, we're not getting on the PS4 and PS5. Once this store shuts down, we don't have anything but the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, which is not a bad thing. Like, the PS4 and PS5 are amazing. PS5 hasn't even been out for 6 months yet, and I love my PS4. But you gotta think, man, that's like more than half your actual consoles that you just, like, I'm calling them like consoles that you like put and hook up to your TV, not like portables like PSP and PS Vita. That you just like literally stop supporting. For what? Because nobody wants to play it? Not to be mean, dude. How do you work at Sony but you don't understand why people love those games? That means you don't like understand your job over here, because you're supposed to be for the consumers, and the consumers love the old games. For me, nostalgia, or like I said earlier, they were just better made because they cared for the customers, and you clearly prove that right now. It's not the point that they're old. A game can be 30 years old, and if I like it, I'll play it. It's not that it's by that. And on top of all that, it's just, you literally just proved you don't care about the consumers. And he really did prove this, because just yesterday it came out that he canceled funding for studio in California that was making some PlayStation games. He basically stopped funding them, and they basically just went out of business. I don't know if they went fully out of business, but they stopped working with PlayStation. And he just said that The Last of Us is gonna get a remake. Are you freaking kidding me, man? The Last of Us, it's a decent game. I never played it myself. It's a good game. I know a lot of people love it though, and I've seen gameplay. That's how I know it's a good game, at least. I know there's a huge community around it, but you have so many better exclusives you can make a sequel to. Like, he canceled Days Gone 2. He didn't cancel it. He said they're never gonna make it. If you guys don't know, Days Gone is a free PS Plus game actually right now. Ironically, I just downloaded it and was planning on doing a walkthrough, and I heard it's really good, and a lot of people love it, and they always tell me how much they love it. So I want to try it out. Instead of making a sequel to a great series, what are you doing? You're canceling it for what? For the studio, Naughty Dog, by the way, one of my favorite companies on PlayStation, or studios for PlayStation. For what are you canceling it for? To make The Last of Us a second time. To remake it a second time. We had it on PS3. Great game. We got it on PS4. Remake number 1. And the PS4 is still so good. It's not like the graphics in the game sucked. You could play it on the PS4 right now and be happy. But they brought it to PS5. And what, is that still not good enough for you? You have to make it PS5 graphics? It's dumb. You're gonna make it the third variant of the same game instead of focusing on new ones, which is absolutely, like, mind-blowing to me. Like, I love old games, and I recommend that they get remade. But literally canceling a whole other series just to remake one game is pretty dumb. And it just proves that people like Jim Ryan and the whole management plus the CEO, Jim Ryan, need to be refreshed. They need to get new people in there, because we never had this problem before. Even with the people who were around with the PS4 launch or towards the end of PS3, they kept support for PS3, PS Vita, and PSP because they knew that there's a community there, and they know that we love those things. Then they kept up with PS4, and they did a great job with PS4. I love PS4. And now we got this new management, and they're all over their heads here. I don't know if it's the success with the PS4. Maybe the PS4 was too good for them. because it was so good that they don't even care. It looks like they don't even care what they're doing anymore. They're canceling the rest of their communities, basically. They're messing with like great titles that we love from the PS3 and PS4. They're like not even making sequels to them. They're remaking them. And on top of that, they're like stopping funding for their studios that are what are making these great games. I don't know what's going on at Sony right now, but it's frustrating to me as a player and a supporter because I love PlayStation. I've been a PlayStation fan since day one. You guys know it. I've been making videos since 2015 on YouTube. I used to set up my camera to record my screen because I never had a capture card for PS3. And PS4 really changed that for me. I love my PS4. But it's just frustrating. It's just I've been thinking about it, and I don't want to make any like videos with the gameplays and the trailers and the pictures of the store and the games with the sad music, because I've been watching so many of those and I've legit like basically almost teared up. If not, I have probably. I don't remember. There's so many great games that they're slowly killing, and it's sad. And like, I don't want to make this video that sad because like I said, I've been watching those compilations with the sad music because I can easily make one of those. I got a good library of pictures and trailers of all the PS3 stuff because I used to be so into that. But I don't want it to be like that. I really hope they change their mind, and they're just making a big mistake. That's basically all it is. PS3 and Vita and PSP were so revolutionary, and I was little, like I said. I just played what I got my hands on. If I ever want to go back and play something, I can never do that again, and it sucks. It sucks. It really does. I miss when people like Ken Kutagari, I think that was his name. I think it was Kutagari, I think. Ken Kutagari, Jack Tretton, Shawn Layden, all those people who were around, even through all of that hard stuff, they kept the community together and kept the support for the consoles. I understand it's old now, but it's not old enough to be canceled. Those people did so good. All you guys have to do is keep it going. You already have the success here. I feel like the success is too much for them because they're starting to mess up big time with the studios canceling the PS3. But we'll do other stuff about that. I'll make other videos about that. My main focus here is that it's just upsetting that they're canceling such a great generation of gaming. And a generation, like I said, PlayStation Home, printer use, HDD, Blu-ray. Like, I literally have watched so much stuff on my PS3. I still have it. It's actually right next to my PS, or it's under. It's like I have like shelves basically that are open so they don't overheat. PS3 is on bottom, PS4 is on top. I'm never gonna get rid of that console. But it had so many great features and things that I still use, other people still use, and they're not doing anything. They're so, like, I don't understand PlayStation. They're not doing anything to keep it alive. They're actually trying to slowly kill it. They took away PS Home. They take away the backwards compatibility option for it way back then. It's okay because you added the games on the PS Store. Well, I guess not, because you're taking the PS Store away from us. It sucks. Like I said, I've been watching those compilations and it's almost like made me tear up because it's emotional too. It's not like these are nothing. This is part of like a lot of people's childhood, like mine. A lot of our favorite hobbies, game collectors, and you're just ripping it away from us. And once the CMOS battery dies, they're officially gone. I don't understand it. What I could really say here, guys, I don't want to keep rambling because I'm just gonna be more upset the more I talk, and I'm still gonna be thinking about it after. So let me know what you think in the comments, because I'm not gonna stop talking about this until it finally shuts down, and even after, because it sucks. The final thing I have to say is, one, I hope they change their mind. Like when Xbox tried making the gold or the live $120 a year instead of 60, they heard their backlash and they understood the community. So you know what they did? They changed their minds. And that was great on Xbox to do that. You know, they listen to their community. And they have backwards compatibility. So number one, I hope they keep the PS3 store alive in the PS Vita. And I understand time's gonna come and they will eventually be shut down, as much as this sucks. Two, you need to send a patch or an update to the PS4. Even the 5 has this now. It's not a problem yet because the PS5 is not even 6 months old. PS3 and PS4, you send them an update. The 5 can be in the future. Even the PS4 can come later down the line. It's not that old. But more importantly, before you shut the store down, please, PlayStation, send an update that says you do not have to verify through the CMOS battery and do like that weird system that you have set up. Because you can fix it with an update or a patch. You can do anything to a console with the update or a patch. Update it so you do not need to use CMOS battery to run your games. If you do that, at least we're ensured that our games are forever going to be on that console and we won't have to worry about a battery dying and losing it. Because we understand, don't close the store. If you have to, at least make it backwards compatibility. As much as it sucks, I don't want them to close it, but it probably will happen. At least send this update out that you don't have to run through the battery system, so we do not lose these games. Because it really, really sucks. And just, I don't know, man. It's just so sad. Please, PlayStation, keep the store or make it backwards compatible. You need to listen to your customers, please. We're like all begging you here. And then after all that, please send an update out so we don't lose these games, because I'm just like sitting here so upset and it's really getting to me because it's such a great community and we're gonna lose it all. So with that being said, guys, enjoy your PS3s while you can. I know I definitely will. Me and Ryan always play on it. I played on it like 2 weeks ago, like I said before we got the news. The PS Plus and live PSN, this is what makes PS3 so amazing too. The multiplayer. The multiplayer is what caught me and so many other people's attention because we weren't rich. We didn't have money. We were kids. You know, like we were all broke. We didn't have anything. We just played what we got our hands on. And the free multiplayer made it possible to play with your friends. They have that up still. So the advantage I have for you guys, at least for right now, I have to say, as much as this sucks and I'm upset because it's truly the end of an era, we still have Plus, so we can still play with our friends. We won't lose that ability for a while, I hope. If we do, that's a big mistake, definitely. But let me know what you guys think, man. This is, enjoy it while you can. Like I said, I will, because we still have the PSN. I can't talk. Free multiplayer. You still have the ability to play these games. You don't have the ability to buy them anymore. Eventually, after what's it called? After June, I'm pretty sure it was June. It was June 2nd for PS3 and PS Vita. Let me double check this, guys. Yeah, it was June 2nd, I'm pretty sure, and August 27th for the PS3 and PS Vita. Okay, here, let me redo this. PS3 and Vita and PSP are being closed. PSP will close. PS Vita will be August 27th. They get a little longer because, like I said, it's a newer console. It came out around the time PS4 did, like a year or two before. So, enjoy it while you can, guys, before it's gone. Oh, those people just flew off the ramp. Enjoy it while you can. I truly love the PS3, and it was my childhood, and I'm set because it's truly the end of an era. Go buy whatever games you want. I don't know if I'm gonna buy any because if the CMOS battery dies or they eventually do cancel free online, there's probably gonna be no point. Go enjoy it while you can because it's truly the end of an era, and buy whatever games you want. And that's it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think about this upsetting ass news, because it sucks, and I'm still gonna be talking about it after in the comments with you guys, because it really is heartbreaking. Let me know what you guys think. What are your favorite games on PS3 that you don't want to see go away, or what games you recommend me to try before it goes away? I appreciate your feedback, guys. It's truly the end of an era. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.